Welcome back, folks, to more Let's Play Pokemon Crystal. No Pokecenters, no Pokemarts. In the last episode, we had a pretty fun dual commentary with MTG Xerxes, and in this part here, I'm looking forward to getting closer to our final gym badge. I don't know if I'll get exactly to the gym badge per se, but I should make it to the final town as far as the badge is concerned. So from here, there's a couple trainers that we can fight, at least to gain a couple levels and whatnot, but in the meantime I want to make sure I'm managing my items here, so who's holding certain things, I want to make sure they are appropriate here. Of course, Dawn with the Ice Seal is pretty much useless. Ice Seal is just on there for jokes, but EXP share on Typhlosion, I think I can probably switch that off to Pikachu. I don't know exactly yet. Espeon has no item yet. Pikachu has no item, so I could probably switch those around, and Suicune is already at level 40, so I feel content with that. At this point, though, I don't have a flyer with me, and Maria is unused at the moment, so I feel like I'm probably going to have to end up sacrificing Dom's ability to use Strength, and maybe teach Strength to someone else in the main party right now, and go about things that way. So what we're going to do here, though, is we're going to I don't know, I guess Xerxes can keep his EXP share for now, and we'll train him up a couple levels. Actually, no, I'm gonna take the XP share, give it to Pikachu, and give Xerxes his charcoal back. That's I guess the best way of going about things for now. Either way, we also finished off. What did we do last time? Oh, we captured Suicune after like 6 or something Ultra Balls or something. 7 Ultra Balls I think is what it took us, plus like some extra Pokeballs as well. But man, that thing was a pain. I did not expect it to be that difficult to catch. But either way, I'm going to switch Kotei to the front of the party here and take on this first trainer here, who is a Psychic trainer, I believe. So I should be able to have the advantage with both Bite and Shadow Ball at my disposal. So, here we go. First up, we have a Natu. Level 24, so it should be no problem for Kotei, because he's got the type advantage, he's way higher level. And I guess I'm gonna use Bite, because we have more bites, and even though Shadow Ball is physical, Bite is running off of our stat, and therefore it's probably better for Espeon to use that for now. Up next, though, is a Kadabra, which shouldn't be too big of an issue for us as well. It's only level 26, and I'm pretty sure we get a one-hit KO with Bite, which we do. So that's fantastic, and just gaining more of that experience here. The reason I'm training up Pikachu, though, is I want Pikachu to get to level 41 before anything else, and so that it can learn its final move, basically, and then we can continue on. So our mother just bought us another item. Hopefully this time it's useful, so we'll have to go check that. Either way, there's an item right here, Max Repel. I guess that could be useful. It's not too useful for us, but realistically we can make use of it. At this point, though, I guess I want to switch in Melk here to the party and start training him up a bit. So the next trainer here, I believe, has a Rhydon, though, so we can certainly take advantage of that. I kind of like the music for these Pokemaniacs. They have an interesting little ditty, I guess, of background music there before you play them. So they're kind of like Team Rocket. Kind of like they have Team Rocket music, but not really. So it's kind of cool. Either way, we've got a Rhydon here, and we should be able to kill this with Surf, I'm hoping. If not, that thing's going to fire back with possibly a ground move that could hurt us, so hopefully we do kill. And we do, so that's great. And we're going to get a bunch of experience from that fight. I'm probably going to avoid the Fishermen here, but I haven't quite yet decided what I want to do with them yet. Either way, we do pick up another Ultra Ball here that's starting to refill our stock that we very much got depleted in the last episode. Either way, you can surf down here, and in the tall grass here is a very valuable item. You get a max revive, and that I'm very appreciative of. So having that within our arsenal is certainly going to go a long way as far as having items that are going to help us in the long run of things. As you can see, there was a girl there though, so we want to make sure that I've got the right Pokemon out. So we'll switch Xerxes to the front of the party, as I believe she's got a Butterfree, if I'm not mistaken, so at least a Butterfree lead off, and so we should be able to deal with that with Xerxes here. He's got Flame Wheel now, and he's a Typhlosion, so with all that extra power, with his charcoal, with everything, he should finally be able to be dishing out some pretty powerful hits. And hopefully Xerxes is happy to hear that now after so many episodes of fighting stupid Bellsprouts and Jigglypuffs and Snubbles and all sorts of weak crap. So now that we're level 36, it shouldn't be too much of an issue for us. As you can see, we get a one-hit KO there, and very glad to see those kind of hits. Up next, we've got a Blossom, which Xerxes should also be able to take on, another grass type. So with that charcoal in hand, we certainly get that additional boost, and with evolving as well, we get another boost to our special attack and overall stats, so I'm very appreciative of that. We can just continue on here. The reason I'm kind of hesitant to use Suicune just yet is I still want to kind of have that free slot in the party just to freely move about things. And crap, I didn't really mean to encounter this guy, but whatever. I didn't expect him to be at the bottom there, and I probably should have been more prepared for that. Either way, Xerxes should be able to handle this. It's a level 20 something Charmeleon, so we should be able to take care of it. 27. Our health is pretty intact, so I'm gonna try a dig. Hope that dig KOs here. He wants to fire back with an Ember. That's perfectly fine with me. We can't get burned as a fire type, and it's gonna do minimal damage anyways. And there we go. We get a crit, or not even a crit. We get a kill on dig, and that just goes to show that Typhlosion's physical attack is now starting to demonstrate its prowess, I guess. Either way, there's one more trainer fight here, and I believe it's pretty close to here, so we want to make sure that Pikachu is at the front of the party, as I believe the final trainer in this area is a Bird Keeper, if I'm not mistaken, and there he is right there. So there's no hidden items right here just yet. And over there to the right, you can kind of see a part of the last town, I think. So that's where we're heading right now. Even though I don't need to fight this guy, I am going to take him on with Pikachu, get that extra experience, and continue on here. So he's got a Pidgeotto, I've got Thunderbolt, and I feel like Thunderbolt's probably going to deal with it very nicely. We do take a quick attack, unfortunately, so that extra bit of damage, but nothing that really worries me too much. Pikachu's still in fantastic shape, and like as I've mentioned before, we have a ton of healing items remaining, so I'm not too worried about taking additional damage here as long as I'm scoring those KOs and not dying. So HP loss isn't terrible as long as we don't get killed, because I have very few reviving items. So once again, Pikachu's going to take another hit. Kind of stinks, but whatever. Pikachu's still getting the kills, and this is putting him closer and closer to his goal of being level 41, because once he gets to level 41, I can essentially evolve him, and he's going to be a lot better off than where he is right now. I still need to pick up a Thunderstone at some point, so I'll need to go and find one or, via a phone call or something like that. Nevertheless, there's a couple items in this area here, in this ice path, that are hidden, so I want to make sure I know where those are. I don't really know right now, so I may have to use the item finder at times, and if I miss something, I'm always free to come back anyways, so I'm not too concerned. Let's just see here. There's like a couple ice puzzles here that we basically just have to work around and find our way here and there. That one's not too bad. Now over here is something you definitely don't want to miss. If you miss this, you can't really complete the storyline too well. So you want to come around here, flip through these stupid ice puzzles, and right here, HMO 7, which is Waterfall. If you don't get this, you aren't going to be able to progress through the game, so you certainly don't want to miss that. I think I'm going to put my item finder though on or select my item finder so that I can use it with select. That way, if I do happen to miss the item, I can at least tell where it is, kind of. Let's just see. Maybe it's over here? No. So I'm going to periodically check things with the item finder just to make sure that I'm not missing any really valuable items. I'm pretty sure as to complete this section here, you have to... What? Oh, really? I guess this is going to be the time where I have to teach Dom strength, so I guess we're going to have to say goodbye to Rock Throw, unfortunately, but I'm not too worried about not having a Rock-type move. It's not too big of an issue. Nevertheless, we should be okay. So, here we go. Going to teach strength to Dom here. And get rid of, let's see. We'll get rid of Rock Throw. It has no PP left. And as I said before, Rock Smash is a TM in this game, unlike later gens where it did become an HM. So we could only teach it once, and in order to get the Rock Smash TM again, I have to buy it. So since we're doing no Marts, I can't just simply go buy it, and I have to leave Rock Smash on Sudowoodo, simply for the purpose of still using Rock Smash. Even though for the remainder of this game, I don't believe Rock Smash is even necessary. So that's fine with me. We'll just continue on. So basically, I did that completely wrong. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna have to come back. And we encountered some wild fights, but not to worry. We are ahead of the game here as far as levels are concerned, so I'm not too bad. I'm pretty well off, I would say. I hate these block puzzles though. They're kind of annoying, like a little bit gimmicky, and just kind of a pain to deal with. So here we go. Gotta push this down this time, not right across. I basically have to push all these boulders into the floor if I want to get access to certain items. Alright, we gotta go this way. And I want to push it along the top floor. Something like that. There we go. And you don't also want to make sure that you don't fall into those holes prematurely, as you want to make sure that you drop all of the boulders properly. I believe this one we want to push this way. There we go. So we've got one more boulder to drop in the hole here, and after we do that, basically it's just a cakewalk through the rest of this small dungeon here. It's not too big of an issue. I believe we want to go... No, yeah, we definitely want to go this way. And I can just push it this way. And then just walk around and drop it in. There we go. So now that we've pushed all the boulders into the holes, we can freely drop down here, and basically you can slide around and pick up all the items around the edges. I believe there's a hidden item here somewhere. Guess not. There's hidden items at some point on these paths here. There we go. So hidden item somewhere here, here. There we go. There's a Carbos. So who can we throw the Carbos on? We'll throw it on to... Pikachu could probably make use of the speed. Malk has a Quick Claw equipped anyway, so I'm not too worried about him. So I'm going to throw it on Pikachu, get his speed boosted up there. I could probably throw it on Espeon, but Espeon already has a pretty high natural base speed, I guess, so I'm not too worried about him at this point. So what you want to do here is you want to make sure you hit this boulder, hit this one, and you can basically rotate around the board to get everything you need. So we picked up all the items in this area, including the hidden Carbos there, and I believe, yeah, here's an instance where we can use Rock Smash to get a bit of a shortcut, so certainly appreciative of that. We get to pick up a Never Melt Ice, so that's going to be beneficial in just a little bit, I guess. So, very appreciative to have that. Still nothing with the item finder, so Gonna have to keep going and see if I can find out where these hidden items are. Not here. And I think you want to make sure you don't drop down that ledge. Maybe you want to drop down, I'm not exactly sure. Okay. Yeah, you want to drop down the ledge just to make sure that you can pick up that item there. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I believe it's you take one step here, or 2 steps, and then you can drop. There you go. So I got TM44, which is rest, and that can be very useful in this type of run, as I can put myself to sleep, go fight some weak Pokemon, maybe a Magikarp or whatever, and basically heal up, wake up from sleep, and it's basically a full heal. So it's a pretty useful TM in my opinion. I didn't as much use it in the yellow run just because I didn't really need to, but it's certainly something you could make use of if you wanted to go that route. Either way, I think this is a way towards the exit, so I'm going to go back here and try and pick up an item or two that I think appears somewhere along this area here. Yep, here's one. So there's a free iron, so that's some additional defense. Let's see who do I want to toss the iron on. The iron I could probably throw on... I guess I could throw it on Xerxes maybe, or maybe I could throw it on Suicune, because Suicune's probably going to be pretty useful. Or maybe Espeon, because Espeon doesn't really have as great defenses, so any bit of additional defense it can provide would be useful in the long run, I would assume. So that's what I decided to do, and we're just going to continue on here. Still no hidden items we get to find yet. We get to pick up this one here, of course, though, which is a protein, so that's going to be fantastic. That's going to be a boost to attack. And I can give that to... We're going to use it on... I guess Malk is basically our only physical attacker, or is going to be our main physical attacker. So we'll give a protein to Malk and continue on. And still no hidden items. I could have sworn there was at least one more hidden item, but maybe it was just the Carbos. Either way, I'm going to have to figure it out eventually. And oh, I definitely don't want to miss that item right there. There's a free PP up, and can certainly take advantage of that. Either way, we just drop down here. Maybe this is an item? Nope. And that's it for Ice Path, folks. So we're basically in the 8th city, or the 8th... well, 8th city, yes, for the 8th and final badge of the Johto section here. And this person wants to trade a Dragonair for a Dodrio, and I just don't think that's really a fair trade. Dragonair is much better off, at least in my opinion. And right here, I believe, is the Move Deleter's house, so that allows us to remove HMs should we decide to go that route. And maybe we will, maybe we won't, but I don't want to remove an HM just to teach it back. That's kind of cheap in my opinion, and I just think that's unfair to the rules of the run, so I'm not going to make use of that tactic, even though it is available to me technically, as it's not a Pokecenter or a Mart. But that's about it here for Blackthorn City. So what I want to do is... this was the trading girl. But yeah, I do want to train up my Pokemon just a bit before we enter this final gym badge, or gym fight. We've got right here, the 8th gym, which basically gives us access to the Pokemon League once we defeat it. But then again, that gym is full of Dragon types, and as you can see in our party, we currently have no ice moves. We do have Icy Wind, which was given to us by Price after we defeated him. But other than that, basically, we've got nothing that gives us an advantage on Dragon types, because the only thing Dragon types are weak to are pure Dragon types, such as Dragonair, which is pretty much going to be the most common thing we fight, is Ice and Dragon. And so, without an Ice move, and without a Dragon move, we're basically sunk. That's purely the reason why we have Suicune in our party, because at level 41, Suicune is going to learn Aurora Beam, and therefore I want to make sure that Suicune levels up before we get to the gym. So what we're going to do, probably next episode, is I'm going to grind up Suicune a couple levels, just maybe to level 42 at the most, make use of her Bubble Beams or whatever, because she can still learn Surf, and we can take advantage of that. We've got gusts as well, 35 uses of gusts, so we may as well use those to help grind up some other members or whatever. But nevertheless, once Suicune learns Aurora Beam, we can throw Never Melt Ice on there and certainly take advantage of that. But as you can see, Suicune has a pretty nice stats. She's got a really nice defensive stat there and special defense. The offensive stats aren't that great right now, but considering that we've just caught that Suicune and I haven't trained it at all, I would say it's pretty well off. So, nevertheless, I feel pretty content that we should be able to take on the 8th Gym Badge without too much trouble, but I want to make sure I get that ice move before anything else. So, that's probably going to be it for this part here. I'm going to save things off here, and I guess next episode you'll see me grind up a couple levels, and I'll try and fit the 8th Gym Badge into that part so it's not purely grinding. So hopefully that's what we get accomplished next part, and I look forward to seeing you guys then. So it's been a great episode, and that's it for today, folks. So peace.